Some people teach you lessons. Others change your life. And sometimes, you don't realize how important a lesson was until the teacher is gone. This is the story of Mr. Eli and the lesson his students never forgot. Once upon a time, in a modest school that most people passed without noticing, there taught a man named Mr. Eli. He didn't have expensive suits. He didn't shout to command attention. And he never tried to impress anyone. But when Mr. Eli walked into a classroom, something felt different. He taught more than subjects. He taught patience. He taught effort. And most importantly, he taught belief. Mr. Eli noticed the students others overlooked. The quiet ones. The struggling ones. The ones who believed they weren't good enough. One of them was a student named Dan. Dan wasn't lazy. He wasn't careless. He was simply afraid. Afraid of failing again. Afraid of disappointing people. Afraid of proving his own doubts right. Test after test, Dan struggled. Red marks filled his papers. And slowly, confidence left his eyes. One afternoon, after everyone else had gone home, Dan remained seated at his desk. Mr. Eli noticed. He walked over calmly and asked, "Why are you still here, Dan?" Dan hesitated, then quietly said, "Sir, I don't think I'm smart enough. No matter how hard I try, I always fail." Mr. Eli didn't rush to answer. He pulled a chair and sat beside him. Then he said something Dan never expected. "Dan, intelligence isn't loud. It grows quietly, through effort." He continued, "Grades tell me where you are today. They do not tell me who you will become." Dan listened, but he didn't fully understand yet. Life moved on. Days turned into weeks. Then one morning, the school felt unusually silent. Teachers spoke in low voices. Students whispered. Mr. Eli would not be coming back. He had fallen seriously ill. And the previous class had been his last. That day, Dan found something on his desk. A folded piece of paper. Handwritten. It read, "Never measure your future by today's result. Believe in effort, not fear. You are capable of more than you think." Mr. Eli Dan held that note tightly. For the first time, something changed. Not his grades. Not his situation. But his mindset. Years passed. Dan still failed sometimes. Still struggled. Still doubted himself. But whenever he felt like giving up, he remembered Mr. Eli's words. And he kept going. Not because it was easy, but because someone once believed in him when he didn't believe in himself. Dan didn't become successful overnight, but he became persistent. And persistence changed everything. Here is the lesson. A great teacher doesn't just teach lessons. They teach belief. You may forget formulas. You may forget definitions. But you will never forget the person who believed in you. At the moment you almost gave up. Sometimes, one sentence spoken at the right time is enough to change a life forever. And that was Mr. Eli's last lesson.
Don't forget to subscribe, like and share for more.